Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Michael from Mickey Lens Media, and today we will be looking at how to edit this particular image right here. We will be using Lightroom for today and Capture One. As I'm a Capture One person, but I got a message from some of you guys and they requested I use Lightroom to edit. So for some of you who are used to Lightroom, can easily follow along. So I thought to actually acknowledge that and do a tutorial for you. So once you're in Lightroom and you want to edit this image, first you have to be sure you are on the develop mode right here, because if you're in the develop mode you can actually have access to all of this Lightroom. And right here we have our presets. If you have any preset you want to use, then we can find it right here, right? But also we'll just go in and do our basic settings, because for the color grading proper of this image we'll be doing it in Photoshop. So basically this is it. So I like to come to my black and pull in my blacks a little bit and pull up my shadow to compensate for it, and for the white I like to push it up a little bit to enhance this shine that we have right here. So for the dehaze I like to pull it up a little bit, not too much, and the clarity slider also I like to put it up, so if you see how stark sharp the image is right here. So that's it basically. And what I like to further do is I'll come to my calibration right here, and then I'll increase the saturation of the green that we have here in the background a little bit, and also I'll increase the blue just to make it a little warm. And for the reds I think I'll leave it there because I don't really want it to affect the tone very much, the skin tone very much, so I'll just reduce the saturation of it a little bit, right? So also let's look at the color grade right here. For this part we are really going to be doing it in Photoshop, but let's add a little bit of blues to the shadows, right? So pretty much that's what I'll be doing for this particular image, right? So okay, so this is our before and these are after. So our before and these are after. As you can see, we've actually added a little bit of warmth to this image, right? So right now we are going to be taking this image into Photoshop to do the proper editing and skin retouching. So what we can do is we'll just right click on it and export, and then hit export. Right now for the settings we are going to be exporting into same folder as original photos, and we're going to create a subfolder named Lightroom, right? So we're going to hit export. So now we are in Photoshop, and in Photoshop what we are going to be doing is blemishes. We are going to do our frequency separation, dodge and burn, and color grading. Alright, so let's zoom into this image a little bit. Alright, what I would like to do here is let's go to our frequency separation and let's pick a radius of say, alright, let's work with 10. 10 is alright. So let's come to our high layer, which is our texture layer, right? So we are going to use this, and we are going to be using our clone stamp tool for today's tutorial. So we'll keep our sample to current layer, our flow at 100 and our opacity at 100, right? So hold Alt and then click on any part we want to remove the pimple, right? So we're going to click here and then click here and then paste it over there, click here and paste it over there, and click here and paste it all over, right? So we try to make sure that the part we are selecting from is a part that's close to the texture we want to take out, right? so we don't take from here and then we're going down here. You see how we have little patches there, right? So we don't really want that. So we're trying to make sure that the part we are going to be copying will be the part that is close to what we want to take out, right? So you just hold Alt and keep clicking, right? So I'm going to forward this video now because it's basically the same thing that we're going to be doing, and this is going to take a while because we want to get the skin looking flawless, right? So basically that's it, really. So we keep going, we keep going, we keep going. Alright, you hold Alt, you sample, and then you paste. You hold Alt, you sample, then you paste. You hold Alt, you sample, then you paste, right? So that's how it works. Right, so this is what we have. So now we are going to go down to our low layer, which is our color layer, right? So for our color layer, we are going to come to our mixer brush tool, right? So let's zoom into this image a little bit. So for our mixer brush tool, we are going to keep our wet at 20. Let's do 25. And then our load will be at 20, our mix will be at 40, our flow will be at 25 still, and then our smoothing will be at 3%. So with our left and right bracket keys, we are going to increase or decrease our brush size pending where we want to work on at the moment, right? So we just keep going in circular motions, and then we take it up from there pretty much, right? So alright, so you just keep changing your brush size, and the another thing I like to do is I like to turn off the visibility, the texture layer. So once you turn off the texture layer, all you are left with is the colors, right? So you are not distracted by textures or anything, you're just trying to focus on how best to blend the colors in, so the shadows and the highlighted parts are transitioned evenly and smoothly, such that you don't get to see harsh lines or anything, right? So that's what I like to do, right? So just keep at it, right? So these are before and these are after, these are before and these are after, right? So if we take this out, you see this was what we had and this is what we have now. This was what we had, this is what we have now. So you can tell that we've really taken this picture to like a great length, and that's pretty much with the frequency separation, right? So so we're going to name this FX, as if to say frequency separation, FS, as if to say frequency separation, right? So now let's go in with our dodge and burn action, right? So for the dodge and burn, we are going to be dodging the highlight, and then we are going to be burning the contours, right? So let's come to our flow. For this part, we'll be using our brush tool, our brush tool, and we're going to be changing our flow to say 3%, right? And our opacity will be 100, and we're going to be using a soft round brush, hardness set to 0. For our brush size, we're going to be changing it with our left and right bracket key, so it doesn't really matter what size it is right now, it could be any size. So we're going to come here. So let's zoom a little bit into this image so we can see properly. So we are going to be increasing or decreasing our brush size with the left and right bracket key, like I said. So right now we are going to be dodging the highlighted part of this image, right? So once we're done with that, we're going to hold Alt, and then we're going to click on our mask right here, so we reveal everything we've actually painted into the image, right? So we're going to come to filter, and we're going to come to blur, and we're going to come to Gaussian blur, right? So we're going to feather it enough that we're going to add enough blur such that the edges are not as sharp, right? So we fade out, we have this smooth transition and not that harsh edges that we had, right? So we are going to click this. You can just click anywhere to reveal back the image. You can see these are before and these are after. You see how soft it is right now. These are before and these are after. If you think right, so now we can come to our burn, and then for our burn we are going to be burning the contour part of this image right here. So so we're going to hold Alt again and click on it, and then here is what we have painted in. So we're going to come to our filter again, come to blur and Gaussian blur. Now we have it, right? So it's not as harsh as it was, right? So it seems a whole lot more realistic, right? So that's what we have, right? So if we think that we've actually exceeded the part where we are supposed to do, just like we have right here. So if you see, so it's extending right here, so we can just come to use black as our foreground color, as white reveals and black hides. So we can just paint it out of this part right here, right? So if we paint it out, this is what we have, right? So that's really how it works, right? So this is before dodge and burn, this is after dodge and burn, this is before dodge and burn, this is after dodge and burn, right? So now we're going to come here, and then we're going to Alright, so at this point, this is where we are actually going to do our color grading, right? So first, let's come in with our levels adjustment and pull in our blacks a little bit, right? And then pull in our whites a little bit. So we come to our color balance right here. So we can just add a little bit of blues to the image to soften it out a little bit, and then we're going to add a little bit of cyan to it too, right? So that's what we have. And okay, so furthermore, we're going to reduce our brightness a little bit to like say 10%. Alright, so at this point we are going to hit Ctrl Shift Alternate E to merge to create a stamp visible layer. So once we have that, we are going to go to filter. We are going to camera raw filter. So once we have this, we are going to increase our clarity slider again, and this time we're going to leave our dehaze at +5. Okay, let's do +5, right? So, and let's pull in our blacks a little bit again, and then pull in the shadows a little bit this time. So yeah, that's what we have. And then right now we're going to come to our color grading, and we're going to add a little bit of orange to the image, and let's make it darker a little bit. Right, so for the mid-tone, we are going to be adding a little bit of blues to it. Right, so now we're going to come to our calibration here. And for the calibration, we are going to reduce the saturation a little bit of the reds. If we take it high, you see it's really adding so much saturation to it, so we are going to reduce it a little bit, and we are going to add a little bit of green to the image, right? And for the blue, we are going to add, okay, we are going to take out a little bit, so this is fine. So if everything we like here, we like the way it is, we can just come to our preset here. Here's a preset, and then we can just save the preset to whatever we want. Let's say new, right? New. Alright, so let's click on it, so you can see it's been added, right? So these are other presets that I've saved for different images. So if we have different of this particular image, different ones of this particular image that we want to do, we can just come here and pick, and then we don't have to go through the entire settings over and over again, right? So once, let's see our before and after is that, right? So let's see, okay, so this is before and this after, is before and this after. So for the eyes, we are going to come to our black and white adjustment layer, and we are going to we'll hit Ctrl I to invert it, and then we are going to come to a brush tool right here, and then we are going to change our flow to like say 30. Right, so let's zoom into the image a little bit, and then we're going to hit brush and paint it into the eyes. Oh, let's use white as our foreground color. to reveal our masked area, right? Alright, so that's what we have. So let's hold and group this. Let's name this grade. Alright, so this is before color grading, this is before dodging burn, and this is before frequency separation. So here we go. Let's hit Ctrl Shift Alt E to create a stamp visible layer. So let's take this out. So this is before and this is after. This before and this after. This before and this after. Right. So we've really done a lot to this image. So thanks guys for watching, and if there's anything you want me to know, you can